it's Cassie and welcome back to my channel. So if you watched my June TBR, you saw that I got the prompt try a chapter. So today's video is going to be that. I decided to go with a YA mystery theme. So I have Such Charming Liars by Karen M. McManus, The Escape Game by Marissa Meyer, and I don't know if it's Tamara Moss, and The Cheerleaders by Kara Thomas. So I'm excited to try out each of these. I was just kind of looking to see how many pages I should read because the first chapter in all of these are a little bit different. So it's gonna probably be 20-ish pages that I read for each of these. Obviously their first chapters are not gonna be the same length. I think all of them are getting maybe actually a couple chapters, but The Escape Game is set up in an interesting way. So that kind of already messes things up. We have like a breakdown of the season 4 finale, and then 6 months later, audition video, which is only a page. And then finally we're on chapter 1, which is page 11. Yeah, I don't know. We'll get around 15 to 20 pages, I think, for each of them. I think I mentioned this in the TBR. If I had to guess, I think The Escape Game will probably be the most interesting for me, but I am really excited for these ones as well, so I'm open obviously to reading each of them. So if you've never seen a try a chapter, basically I try a chapter or more of each book and decide which one I'm most interested in, and then I will do a vlog for that one for you guys. Let's start off with The Cheerleaders is on top, so let's just start off with that. Cheerleaders in a small town going missing and getting like murdered and some big kind of conspiracy. And the last one to die was Monica's sister. The high school disbanded the cheer squad, and now it's 5 years later. She wants to forget, but it seems like she's gonna start investigating the deaths of these cheerleaders. So let's get to reading. Hopefully I can get all of these chapters done before I need to go to work, but we'll see. I read the first 2 chapters, which was 15 pages. We're of course just really getting some background info on what was happening, what happened 5 years ago. So we have Monica, and she's our main character. There's some hints towards something that happened to Monica over the last little bit that has been causing her some stress and trauma, but it seems like her mom only knows the truth. But we just found out, so 5 years ago, with these deaths of the cheerleaders, 2 of them died in a car crash, 2 of them were murdered, and her sister died of suicide, but she was supposed to be in the house when the 2 girls were murdered. It says they were murdered by the one girl's neighbor, but I don't know like the proof of that or how they found that out, so I don't know if that is the truth or what is gonna happen in the rest of this book. So yeah, it's definitely set up. It was good, not the most engaging or exciting, but it was good. Let's do The Escape Game next. We follow Sierra, and her sister died in the last season of The Escape Game, was murdered, I think, on set. That was season 4, 6 months ago. Now we're season 5, and Sierra is going to try and get on to the Escape Game and compete herself and find out the truth and get justice for her sister. So I'm gonna read, I think this one I can read 15 pages. I think this one I either have to read less or a little bit less or a little bit more. So let's do this one first. I'm done my 15 pages of this. I really enjoyed it. So I got something wrong. The sister Sierra actually is on the show with Alicia, which I thought they were just on different seasons, but Sierra is there, and she actually is one of the people that finds her sister murdered on the set. So we just see like up to that point where they find her sister, nothing else. And then we go into 2 different audition videos for season 5, which I think were really interesting. It goes audition video for Carter and then 1 chapter from her perspective. And then audition video for Beck, and then it's gonna be 1 chapter from his perspective, I believe. I didn't start his chapter yet. So we got like right into it. Very interesting. I like in both books and in TV shows when they give you that little bit of interesting drama right at the beginning. Then they slow it down a little bit and get into the story, the beginning of the story. So that's exactly what they did in this one. So far between these 2, I'm definitely gonna pick this one. It just piqued my interest right away, whereas this one has some interesting bits, but it felt a little bit slower. That also could be because this one has like the really short chapters so far, so it makes it feel like it's going faster as well. I do need to eat and go to work, so I will pick up Such Charming Liars when I get home. Like I said, it's gonna be, I think I'm gonna read 19 pages for this one because it's either 19 or like 9. So I'll pick this one up as soon as I get home. So I'll talk to you then. Okay, I am home from work. It is time. I am going to read my first chapter or 2 of Such Charming Liars. I don't feel like setting up a tripod, so here's what we're getting for right now. So I didn't really tell you what this one is about, but we have Kat and her mother, Jamie. Jamie is a jewel thief kind of thing. They've been through a lot as mother-daughter throughout the years, and they've been kind of alone the whole time, except her mother was married to a man, but he has a son named Liam. So Kat also had a stepdad and a stepbrother for like literally like 2 days. Don't talk to them anymore, but then they're brought together because they are also up to kind of no good, and they are at this compound of this family, very rich family named the Sutherlands. All of them not there for the right reasons, as you would hear on The Bachelor, but they see each other there. A Sutherland family member dies, and it looks like they are now in danger. I am not gonna pick this one. I don't care. I don't think I care about the heist stuff. So I'm just like not as excited about this one as I have been about other books from Karen M. McManus. So I think I made it pretty clear. I'm going to be picking The Escape Game. I'm excited to read this one. I think it'll be really interesting. I think it'll be really fast paced because those first few chapters really were. It's 403 pages. It doesn't seem that long. It seems pretty small, but I will start reading this and I'll come to you a little bit later with some thoughts. I am enjoying it so much. So last time you saw me when I read those first 20 pages was a couple days ago, but in the last, I don't know, 15 hours, I have read, I'm on page 201 now. I'm really enjoying this. It has kept up the right pacing. There was like a chapter where I felt like it was slow, but like a chapter. And my intrigue is still very peaked. So I'm officially halfway done, and I don't know who did it. I have theories, of course, but I don't know yet. So that's good. It's not super obvious. But we are following each of our characters on one specific team of this season. Last season, Alicia was murdered, and Sierra, her sister, was on the same season. They were put on the same season to cause drama. They didn't really get along. And Sierra is one of the last people to be seen with Alicia before she was murdered, and is highly suspected as the murderer, but they don't have enough proof or anything to convict her or arrest her. So she's coming back this season to prove that she's not the murderer and figure out what happened. Her sister had mentioned things that she wants to investigate further. Then we have the people on Sierra's team. So we have Beck, who I just found out a big background to. He loves escape rooms, all those type of mystery puzzles, everything like that, and is just a huge fan of the show and has made escape rooms himself at his own house, and that's just like a really big hobby for him. Very, very smart. And then speaking of smart, we have Carter. She is a super fan of the show as well, and she is really popular and consistently posting on like these forums about the show, and has been like a clue solver, really high up there. Like, again, very, very smart. It's a very much of a internet persona, and she has a cartoon character. She's never really on screen. It's just a character for her. So she's bringing in a lot of like insecurity into this, thinking she's not good enough to be on the show, even though she's like the top clue solver, and she's really worried about how she's going to be perceived. And then we have Addie, who his mother is a very famous actress who then went down the lane of like wellness shakes and stuff, but she's not a very good mother at all, and he has never known his father, but through this he's hoping to kind of impress him from afar. And yeah, there's been some revelations about him in the last couple chapters as well. So they're finally working as a team more and getting to know each other more, versus because they were a little bit nervous about working with Sierra to begin with, which is fair because she's a suspected murderer. But the teamwork is coming together. They've done 2 escape rooms now. The first one was the non-elimination one, which if you did well, they got certain advantages and could give disadvantages to other teams. And so no one was eliminated, and then we just had our first elimination, and where I stopped, they're about to go into their 3rd escape room. And yeah, I'm really enjoying it. I like all the characters. They're all very different, that it's not like they're melting together. They're all very distinct. So I'm having a great time with this. I'm just gonna keep on reading and probably finish it, probably not today, but tomorrow. So we're doing good. I wanted to get this video done ahead of time, or like start this video ahead of time, because I was scared it's gonna take me a long time to read, but I don't really want to put this down, which is good. And I have not been physically reading as much, but this and the last book I physically read have been great and have been page turners, the ones I'm really excited about. So I've been feeling better about physically reading again, because with how busy I am, most of my schedule just has to go with doing audiobooks while I do other things. So I've really stepped away from, so I haven't been physically reading as much. So these 2 have really given me hope again to get back into the swing of physically reading more. I'm excited to get back into it. I am on page 306 now. I have found that the pacing is really good throughout this whole book. I think I've mentioned that already, except for page, like, I don't know, 260 or 255 till 290. I don't know why. Those like 40-ish pages were kind of boring and kind of slow. Or I don't know if I was just like not. It could have been me, but I think that was the only time I found the pacing to be a little bit slow. And that was something I was worried about going into this because it is a longer mystery. Not by a ton, but it is technically over 400 pages. It's 403 pages. And I find the sweet spot for mysteries are anywhere from like 330 to 370-ish. And then anything longer than that can be pushing it and unnecessary, but you know, there's give and take. So maybe that little bit was necessary, or at least parts of it were necessary, because they gave us more clues and more hints and stuff, but it was a little bit slow and a little bit boring. But we're back at it and I'm enjoying it. I have my theory of who the murderer is. There is also a person who is stating they know who the murderer is, but I don't know who I think that is. I have like a really wild theory in my head, but I don't think that one's possible. So that's not happening, but yeah, I'm not guessing who it is. So, but I'm trying, but I can't figure it out. I don't know if I'll finish it tonight. I have 100 pages left and it's already like 9 p.m. And I feel like I'll probably get tired of reading at least. So I might just leave a little bit to finish in the morning. It is 11:17. I literally just finished the book. I'm tired now, so I'm gonna get ready and go to bed. But I will talk to you in the morning with my final thoughts. But I couldn't wait until the morning to finish it and find out what happened. Alrighty, I did finish the escape game last night, so here are my final thoughts. I quite enjoyed this one, and throughout this book I was actually thinking, oh, I really wish there was another book like this, or like a sequel, blah blah blah. The ending leaves it open for there to be a sequel or like a spin-off, something similar to this. So I really hope that does actually happen, because I really enjoyed this, and like the whole escape game side of this was super good. I didn't love the very ending and the like revelations of who did what and all those things. Some of it was fine, but at a certain point it got a bit convoluted and a bit too much was going into it, and I can understand why authors fall into that, because you don't want to make it super obvious of who did it, or we know that there is the murderer, but we also know that there is someone who's wanting to expose the murderer. So we have two different kind of plot twists with that of figuring out who did what. And so you don't want to make it too obvious, but you want to make it plausible. So there's this balancing act with that. So I can understand why they sometimes end up being convoluted. It wasn't the worst, and like I'm not super mad about who did what, but it wasn't my favorite ending. So I'm gonna give this 4 stars, maybe like a 4.5. But as far as Goodreads goes, this is going as a 4-star. And I'm really glad I read it, and I read it really fast. I think that definitely helped me enjoy it more, was that I was reading it in, I don't know, just over 24 hours. I think I read it. In the first half of this, I was like, this might be one of my favorite books of the year. And it maybe could still be on the list, but I think at the beginning I was thinking it would be 5-star higher on the list. But I definitely think this will be one that I keep thinking about after being done with it and revisiting it. If you like the Inheritance Game series more for like the mystery and the puzzles rather than the romance, you would like this. If the romance is just a plus, then you would like this, because this one has like a teensy bit of romance in it, but not really. But this is very reminiscent of the Inheritance Games at its core, with the puzzles and the mystery and all that. So definitely really enjoyed this, and I'm glad I read it. So I think this was a pretty successful try a chapter. I was kind of dreading when it came up on my TBR game, but I'm glad I got to do it. It was fun, and hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to subscribe and give it a big thumbs up, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!